When it comes to the city of Hiroshima, we always think of the atomic bomb. And the landing of the little boy in August 1945 made the world aware of the power of nuclear bombs, and the pain left by nuclear bomb explosions continues in this area. After the atomic bombing, people carry out reconstruction of the destroyed area. The Motomachi area is one of them. The Motomachi area has been continuously used and updated for decades since its destruction. Today's Motomachi area still faces many problems. We will explore the causes of these problems together. In the War Damage Reconstruction City Plan, Hiroshima City decided in 1946 to establish a policy to develop the area. But there was a significant housing difficulty due to the atomic bombing. As an emergency measure, people had to build the public housing of wood one-story houses, so a dense wooden residential area called Atomic Bombing Slum was formed. The city decided to rebuild the area to a middle-rise dwelling, changing the city plan in 1956, and by 1968 it was completed 930 units. However, since this was just a rebuilding of the public housing, the illegally occupied housing was left as it was, and the slum clearance was halfway. It was decided to apply the Residential Area Improvement Law to solve the problems, so a total of more than 4,500 units, including improved housing to solve the residents of the atomic bomb and public housing to cope with the chronic shortage of housing, were constructed as high-rise housing up to 20 floors, and it has been a long-cherished wish. After years of development, Motomachi area still has many problems. What we are talking about here are regional aging, restriction on communication with foreigners, increasing vacancy rates, the stagnation of commercial, low utilization rate of housing, comprehensive public space. According to the official data released by Hiroshima municipal government, the aging of Motomachi area is very serious. Even though Japan itself is an aging country, the area is almost twice as old as the national average. At the same time, the number of people in the region losing the ability to have activities is also increasing. After reviewing many interviews with local residents, we realized that there are many factors contributing to the aging of the region. Firstly, as a public housing, the price is relatively low. Elderly people who have no job needs are willing to live here. Secondly, after the atomic bomb exploded, many residents built wooden houses around. After the war, these residents established comproud friendships. Thirdly, the children of those who moved in after the war grew up and left the area in search of higher income opportunities. The percentage of foreigners in Hiroshima City is 1.6%, compared with 22.2% in Motomachi area. Some of them can't speak Japanese. Local people need to cross the differences of living habits and culture to deal with the problems related to life rules. In the last century, Japan had a prosperous economy, but after the economic crisis, many foreigners stayed in Japan. As the descendants of the foreign population, they were discriminated against by Japanese and were not accepted by original nationality. Those foreigners who have the same situation gradually gathered. The areas where foreigners gathered in Hiroshima City are mainly in the middle area and the west area. Motomachi is located in the middle area due to the low price of public housing and the thirds for groups. Many aging non-laborers gathered here. Vacancy rates are rising across Motomachi area. and several interviewees, including the district community director and residents, expressed their feelings of isolation during interviews. Through the analysis, we found that, in fact, the atomic boom left a lot of people in infinity pain, which greatly influenced the activity of many old people who live alone. Because there is no social and housing design, lack of sunshine, people gradually move from here or die in loneliness. But not many people are willing to move in at the same time. Fire accidents have been a big topic during the last few decades. The earliest fire accident happened in 1967 of mid-level buildings of Motomachi. The one happened in 1997 is the most famous one, and the most recent one happened on April the 17th, 2020. By reading the fire documents of Hiroshima government and some essays of research on reasons of fire happen in high-level buildings, we recognize the first reason is that fire spreading upstairs due to burning exterior walls for high-level buildings. The stagnation of underground commercial streets is an apparent problem in Motomachi. We think one of the main reasons is the aging population. As the shopkeeper who runs a store in a commercial street became old day by day, they could not pay attention to their store due to their physical illness, which means they are more likely to choose to look after themselves rather than keeping running the small business. The other reason is that the commercial street locates underground, which means that it's dark all the time without sunlight. According to many visitors' diaries to the place, they are not willing to buy something underground because of lacking natural light. Firstly, the number of windows is not sufficient. Their size is also not big enough to gain sunlight. Secondly, there are some infrequently used open spaces and green areas. Thirdly, it has been pointed out that the pedestrian network is difficult to understand, and there are some obstacles such as steps that are not friendly to old people. Faced with these problems, the Motomachi government is also actively responding. Since 2013, the Hiroshima city government has been formulating new construction and publicity plans for the problems that have arisen in Motomachi. The plan aims to create a multi-age, multicultural, and vibrant area. Up to now, the Motomachi District Revitalization Plan Council has conducted 4 public discussions, and the specific implementation details of the plan is still in progress.